Welcome back, everyone. So, as you can see, I'm doing a different format today. We're moving to a podcast format. So, today I've got my first guest with me, Linda Ferencz, who's very kindly agreed to come on and talk about all things spirituality and human development. So, welcome, Linda. How are you today?
I'm good. Hi, everyone. I'm so grateful you invite me, and I'm looking forward to all the questions what you try to asking me. Hi, everyone.
No, wonderful to have you here, Linda. So,
Thank you.
to start off, do you want to tell us a little bit about your background? You know, how you started out and how you ended up in the UK and stuff?
Absolutely. So let's start. I am living in London the last 14 years. I left my country. I am from Hungary, and I left my country. Actually, don't speak almost at all English. And it's a big challenge to leave the country, leave the comfort zone. But all I can say, the best things ever when you leave your comfort zone is a lot of things coming into your life. I'm so grateful I can communicate with people all around the world because English language is a common language with every country. So I feel like every day I'm grateful where I am now and the journey how I reached this point. And all I want to say to everyone, like never give up on your dream because it can come true if you really put effort. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And in terms of like, spirituality and um,
Yes.
self-development and that kind of thing, how did you kind of get onto that journey? Was there an event that triggered it, or were you always interested, or how did that happen?
How that happened to like a spirituality
Mhm.
or like life coaching?
Spirituality,
Okay,
let's start.
so let's talk about spirituality. It sounds so funny or weird, but I still remember the moment when I was really, really young, and uh, it's around me, not really people who believe past life or who ever talk about these kind of things with me when I was young. And I closed my eyes and I was thinking if I focus on my third eye, and I was really young, like 7, 8 years
Hmm.
old, and I was thinking I focus on my third eye and I'm gonna leave my body. That was like after a while to think about this, like how is a 7, 8 years old person coming the mind like this? But that's how I already know. I always said it's not just believe. I know things. I feel like we come from. People said is a source depends of the religion, and I really believe God, and I believe is a piece of God inside us, and that's the spirit. And I really believe when you inspired, you talk with this voice inside you, which is help you to create something. And back in the time I was painting and drawing, I study art, and I always felt when I did something incredible, I always felt it was just use my hand, and I'm just create something which is I'm just the person who helped the source to just come out on me, if that makes sense. And this is wonderful. I believe like if we let to guide us God, we can go anywhere, and we just need to believe. um yeah, is terms of what exactly that mean for me. I believe we have past life, and I believe we here to learn and we grow, and that's my truly belief about this life. Yeah.
Wow. So you have a sense, since childhood that there was something within you that was greater, and you felt that coming
Yes.
through in your artwork and drawing work that you did.
Yes.
Wow.
And when it's one of the person I really, really love to listen, and he's one of my, let's say, mentor. And unfortunately, he passed away already. His name Wayne Dyer, and he said, when we are inspired, it means we are in spirit.
Ah,
And
I like that.
yes, is really deep. When I heard that, it's like, oh my God, that's so true. So we inspired, we are in spirit.
And tell us a little bit, because some of the audience might be wondering, like, how do you
Yeah.
know when you're inspired? That feeling, that source is coming through you is that you're connected versus when you're not connected. Are you able to tell us anything about how you know when you're connected or not?
Uh, I I can say like a day by day life we so distracted. Let's make it
Mm.
clear. Like I guess we all of us so distracted. To create something like someone singing, someone make music, someone do art or read a book or this kind of uh, um, like creative moment, I guess, when you can truly connect with your spirit. Day by day life is hard because it's too much thoughts
Mm.
in the in our mind, and I believe what can help a lot meditation.
Yeah.
I really start to experiencing how helped me so much when I can sit down and I just focus on myself and inside me and just experiencing how my thoughts in my head, and we all think we are alone with this problem. No, we're not. We all have this problem, and if maybe not everyone capable to sit down to just to be in one place and no music or anything, it's hard, but start to do with some movement, like for example people into it yoga. I love yoga as well, and yes, I guess that's one of the good things to connect with your spirit, if you can calm down your mind, and that's the moment. And how you know you connected with spirit, with your spirit, that's what I feel or I believe. um, when you have like extremely good ideas, or when you're looking for a solution for something and you don't find it, and when you can make it calm your mind, and you focus on just to be, you're gonna find, and you're gonna, when you are on this path, you realize like, oh my God, that's when you're inspired with spirit. That's why I experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree on both of those points. That meditation, I mean, I meditate, and when you're meditating you kind of literally can melt into what people call the feels, like the greater consciousness. And I've just started this channel, but I always, when I'm on there, bang on about people doing meditation. So I absolutely agree. There's nothing like just letting your thoughts and your mind go, and then just kind of melting into this thing, and you almost feel bigger and more expanded as well. Um, and on the front of, like, when you receive like novel and good ideas, and you just kind of know that they've come in. Again, I too have had those experiences where you just go, hey, I don't know where I got that idea, but it just kind of came into me. And
Exactly.
there's a difference between that and going A to B to C to D. They're different ways of being. So yeah, I totally know what you mean by that. Yeah, absolutely. And so did that, um, you know, on your journey, did that lead to any interest in certain traditions? I mean, you mentioned yoga, for example. So,
Yeah.
yoga or any other traditions that you kind of started following as a result of getting interested in spirituality?
Oh, that's a very good question. I always looking for new things in my life, like what, because I'm really the overthinker. That's the truth, and it's very annoying. Let's say that.
Mm.
And yoga, one of the things what helped me a lot. Meditation is after a while is, let's make it clear, it's not easy,
Yeah.
and people struggling a lot with meditation, and and what I believe is really help to focus when you go into those to your bed in the night and you planning your next day, what you try to do, what you try to reach in the next day. That's really really helpful. And um, yeah, these two things, meditation and yoga, that's absolutely the
Yeah.
two things help me a lot. And any traditional religion things, what I am do, I I always pray with my partner when we eating together, and we pray before we eat. This one of the incredible, we bless our food, and we appreciate, like we have a nice meal together, and we're so grateful. So that's one of the things, is a really 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 good things to do together, and appreciate everything whatever we have in our life. So that's one of the things we do most of the time when we eating together. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I mean, just briefly on the yoga, from my understanding of it, yoga is always a preparation for further spiritual practice. So in a way, it's actually naturally kind of working out, I think, in the right way, where you've done the yoga and then you've kind of, if I'm understanding it rightly, it's kind of helped you with your meditation practice because first you've got to do it
Exactly.
without having to sit and just be quiet, but it's kind of getting you towards it. And then
It's
on,
about yoga. All I can say, for me, why it's helpful, because I can catch up myself. Like when your mind is goes somewhere, you're gonna lose your balance when you do the pause in yoga, and
yeah,
that straight away it's a hint of like, hello, you are not here because you lost your balance. So yoga is really helpful to focus on in one thing. So yeah.
yeah. No, I agree. And
Absolutely.
like if for anyone who's been to a yoga practice, if you look at your practitioners and say you're doing like a standing balance, say you're doing tree or I can't
Yeah.
remember the name of the pose, or maybe you've got one leg off the floor and you're balancing, you can see it in their eyes, like literally like the eyes have kind of like gone back into this very concentrated, there's a very concentrated
Ex-
look, because it's
ex-
just single pointed focus, which really,
exactly. and
yeah,
and and lot of poses is actually really really into it to balance. And when you yeah, or for example, when you're standing in one leg and you try to close your eyes, it's ridiculously funny how you fell off. It's something like, wow. So that's how I really need to focus. And and like a 1 hour practice, because however we all know, mind, body, everything all work together. You can focus on one thing. So you can eat healthy, but maybe you not sleep enough. So balancing everything, it's a very important thing. And people don't understand, like, oh yeah, but I do a lot of exercises. Yeah, but maybe in another field, it's we not doing much. And that case, the balance is still not there. So we need to focus on all aspects, not just the body, not just the mind, because is very very important. I guess.
yeah, I like that. I hadn't thought about it in that way before because when you think about yoga, the whole idea is you put everything into balance. But you've taken the idea further and said it's not just about balance in the practice, but when you take it outside of the practice, it's balance in life in general. You know, are you eating well? Are you sleeping well? You know, and that's really made me think, because I don't sleep well at all. These people who has a lot of trouble sleeping. So, you know, that's a place where I'm out of balance, I think, in my practice. So, yeah, there's always something. You know, I feel I've learned something there. There's always something that you can learn from the practice of yoga, both on the mat, but off the mat as well. You know, you want to be applying it, and I think that's a really good point. And then I was going to say on the idea of like gratitude for a meal, that used to be a common thing. Everyone used to give gratitude for a meal, right? Like we thank God for our meal, blah, blah, blah. Nobody does that anymore. But actually, it's a very good way. I mean, people talk about gratitude practice and having a gratitude practice. It's a very good way of a built-in gratitude practice, because you're going to eat, you know, whatever many times a day you eat.
Exactly.
And that is an opportunity to have a gratitude practice right there and then.
Exactly. And, you know, people, it's one of the things I realize, we can go on this subject even further, to say, if you want to raise your vibration, which I really believe, and is good to know, if you have your low vibration, and that belongs to the food what you're eating to help you, or the things what you're doing, what is in your mind, your negative thoughts, all these things, you don't understand why you feel so low, and all these things it's actually part of. So if you want to raise your vibration, I just came because I well prepared for our conversation, and one of the very interesting things what I'm find it, and it's actually really good to talk about, and really helped me a lot. It's about the Hopkins scale of consciousness, and this is a scale from 0 to 1,000, and it's all about your vibration and how you can raise your vibration. And just to say, to understand everyone what exactly mean, like a 20, 30 on this 1,000 scale is shame, guilt, 75 is grief, anger 150, and courage is 200, and love is 500, joy 540, and peace is 600. So that's how it's important. It's what is your vibration, because when you raise your vibration, you are feel good. You are in another stage. And that's what even said is, can sickness find you when your vibration is so low? And a funny, yes, and one of the things as well, I'm just go back to the person who I mentioned already, is Wayne Dyer. He said Madame Teresa went to a radio station and had an interview in there, and Wayne Dyer said, I was lucky enough to be in this building in this time. And she was there, and when she entered the building, everyone felt her present, because her vibration is around 600, 700 was. So people like, let's say, Jesus, Madame Teresa, the people, or Dalai Lama, they had a very high vibration, and that's why people surrounding them feel so good, because they are capable to impact the people around them, and they can feel this energy and this vibration, and it's insane. So if we want to feel better, we need to rise up our vibration, and that's mean gratitude can help so much, because any positive things, or you blessings, you bless people, you bless your food, that's all positive things, and that's all help you to raise your vibration. And go back to other things what about eating and how is vibration. Deepak Chopra said one of the podcasts was a scientific the experiment when they feeding rabbits with bad food, and different group of rabbits eating the food, and ends up the experiment is one group was healthy and they was all good, all the rabbit, and it was like, excuse me, we feed all the group of rabbit in the same bad food, and how it's possible one group they end up in so different result, they were still healthy, and what happened, the person who feed them was petting them, and they talk with them, and the person was nice with them, and during the time he feed them, them connection was good, so the food ends up in their body in the different way. It's insane. So Deepak Chopra said it's very important, when you're eating you need to feel well, and when you're eating you need to be surrounding people you like.
Wow. Wow. And I also know that there have been experiments that have been done on water, where if you project like a good energy towards water, like a happy, joyful energy, it changes the
Exactly.
structure of the water compared to if you generate bad energy against it. And that was a Japanese scientist who did that. I think it's a fairly famous experiment. So by bringing that gratitude practice in towards your food, it's not necessarily just something nice to do. There's actual scientific evidence now. The example you
Evidence.
gave, yeah,
Exactly.
and the water example, that actually it's better for you if you do bless your food. And that's something, like I said, that people used to do, but it's a practice that's kind of gone now. So I guess if anyone wants to get anything out of this video, even just one thing, bless your food. I think we're going to say,
Yeah.
you eat every day, so bless your food. It's a chance to raise your vibration, which is an anchor point. 3 times a day, most people eat. So you're going to do that, and also you're gonna make your food good for you as well. So no, absolutely. I think I think that's a really good thing. I've learned something there, like just a reminder, to start to I'm drinking a coffee. Bless my coffee. Bless you, my coffee.
It's and other things what another things I want to mention in this around these things, like we're living in the moment when unfortunately people are so separated, people are so depressed, people are so like feeling down and feeling alone, and all this kind of bad feelings. You don't even want to leave your bed, and I start to do something experimental, and I doing with my clients and doing with my friends. So if you don't mind to mention in your channel, because I feel like it's really beneficial for people. I start to asking people to making lists, what make you happy. Any kind of silly things can be on the list, but sit down with yourself. It's a perfect practice. Sit down with yourself and start to writing down anything, whatever is coming into your mind. And why I feel so good this practice, because you realize how many things make you happy. If you don't find so much, you need to think about like, oh my God, this could be 100 point of list, because it's just a question for myself. Why I am here if I couldn't write it down 50 things what make me happy? Maybe I need to work on it, to find things in my life what make me happy. And this practice can help you to realize what is important in your life. And as well, I believe it really can help you this list in the morning when maybe you're not in the best shape, you're not in the best mood, but take this list, have a look at the list and it already make you happy because like, oh my God, yeah, I have a list. I have many things in my life what I'm grateful and I'm happy. And just choose something from the list and to say, no, I'm going to do this today because that's usually make me happy. And already the thoughts going to put you in a higher level and a better level. And I really believe so. If anyone listens this channel, please do it for themselves, do it for others, just to make the list, what make you happy, because it's incredible the benefit in your life if you can make the list and just sit down and write it down. Any kind of silly things, please. If
Yeah, no,
that's
I really like that because
capable, I
again,
guess we all capable.
yeah, because again, it's an opportunity every day to just go up the scale. And you can do it anytime. I mean, you say you're walking to the bus stop or on the tube, just start to think of things that make you happy. And, you know, it's going to have that
Exactly.
positive effect on your body. Linda, I
And you
wanted
know
to kind of like,
what people said? Yes.
do you want to
No, no,
finish
no,
that?
no,
And
no.
then we'll move on to the next segment. Yeah. Shall we? We'll move on to
No,
the next
all I
segment.
just want to say is it's just
So
all I want to say is important to, if you can think positive, is you can't let it the negative in your brain because you can do both in the same time. And that's why it's important, gratitude. That's why important to think positive, because anything is positive in your mind, it's just I kick your negative thoughts in your mind. So
yeah,
yeah, that's all.
absolutely. It's mutually exclusive, isn't it? If you're going to be positive, then you can't. You're focused on that. You're not focused on negativity. So you're trying to
Exactly.
raise yourself up. Um, I wanted to ask you about the coaching. So you've
Yes.
obviously, you know, you're doing coaching now. So can you tell us a little bit about that and what you do and how you help people?
Yes. So I finished. I accredited elite life coach, and I start to realize like people more reaching out life coach than therapist, because it sounds like you more looking for the guidance. It's not like you are, it's still in the mind. Most of the people is you sick. You're not sick just because you done a little bit or you have problems in your life, but you try to sort it out. So what I believe is a good thing to say you are a life coach, because it's more approaching to people like it's just I need some help, I need some go back to my feet again. And my focus addiction, couple therapy and trauma and goal orientation. So I love to I love people who want to know what they want in life, because I always mention to my client, I am not the one who solved the problems. I am there to help the person. And my favorite quote, what I believe, I want to help the people to walk again. I don't want to teach them how can walk with the stick.
Mm.
So I feel like my job, like a physical therapist, to help the people to again healthy and again walking without stick, without my help. So I don't want to be a stick. I want to make sure the person can walk again alone.
Yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely.
this is I know it sometimes is not easy, and but all the life coach doing everything for the client, but the client need to be the one who put effort and want to change. So
Yeah,
I love to work with different people. All people teach me something, which is incredible. um, and um, and it's just a good to see when people life changing in the good way. It's melt my heart. And back in the time when I study art, I study management, I did many things in my life, but this is my field. I feel like I always love to talk with people, because it's give me um, to know myself more, and people around me, how we are all different, and there's nothing wrong with that. So yes, this is what I love to do. I believe everyone has their own call, and we all need to find. And is someone say this is don't die until you don't figure out when your music still inside you is there. So don't die until. So
that's a way
is
diet quote.
really exactly. I don't want to say again. Yes, I don't want to say again.
No,
You
it's fine,
see,
it's fine.
because this sounds like it sounds like I am just listen what he say, but he's amazing person. Honestly, I always feel his energy around me. It's just guide me. He was absolutely a fantastic soul, and I'm so grateful I can listen still because a lot of recording. So yeah.
That's really great. That's wonderful. And yeah, I think those are some really interesting coaching niches, because I know a few life coaches and a lot of them are quite general. Um, but I think those are some really important niches. I think, the addiction one in particular, I think these days, a lot of people are trying to, fill a hole in their heart, or heal themselves in some way, and they can turn to different things for that. And I guess your approach is to try and help them become more whole. I mean, how does that work on the addiction side?
What I realized about addiction, and I believe I don't want to say I'm quite lucky, because I was a smoker 20 years, and I go through all the phase, like how you can be out. And what I find it not just with myself, with my client as well. Addiction is about you start to do whatever is the addiction. You start to do in certain point, and I say to all my clients, the first step, you need to figure out when you start to smoking, when you start to use weed, when you start to drink alcohol heavily. What was the point? Why you start to? Because if you find the why, you can work on it, because it's not about you using something. It's about you do because of the reason. Like, for example, I can say in my reason was I felt lonely. So when I figure out, it's like, why I'm actually smoking, and I realize because I feel lonely. And I figure out with my client as well, the base, something similar like this, feel loneliness, feel 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 like I want connection. It's Gabor Mate said when he was work with heroin addict people, and it's years and years and years. It's actually, he has a lot of experience with addiction, and he said the heroinist said when they used heroin, they feel like a big warm hug.
Oh.
And that's like, oh my God, that's say everything, actually. It say everything about addiction. So seeking for something what wasn't there, whatever is the reason from childhood, and maybe the parents wasn't there for the kids. That's why I really dedicated with trauma addiction, because childhood trauma can impact in your entire life. And if you know, and I didn't understand in first place how it's important to healing your inner child. And I was like, what exactly that mean? Like, how I can healing my inner child? And when you work with your little self, It's mean you close your eyes and you just accepted whatever happened when you was little, and you just go in the stage, you see yourself 5 years old or something, and just go to this 5 years old and just to say to your 5 years old, I know you feel alone, I know you feel no one listen or no one care, but I am here for you. And just hug this little one. This little practice can help a lot to move on in your life in the good way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. I've done a little bit of inner child work myself, and you kind of realize that those things, whatever you kind of pent up, you need to find a way to resolve them, and you feel much better once you've done it, or at least slightly better. You might have to do it a number of times, but yeah, absolutely. So Linda, we're near the end of the interview now. So
Yes.
I just wanted to ask you if people want to kind of, get in touch with you or work with you, whatever, what should they do? Where should they go? You have a website or?
Yes. So yes, it's my website is all information about me can find that is Dialogue Destiny, and it's my phone number there and how can reach me out. So is please anyone who interesting about life to help life just to go back to the feet again, I'm more than happy to help.
Great. Yeah. Well, I'll put the your contact details in the video description anyway, so people can find where they can how to work with you and find you, etc.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's great. This is my first podcast, so it's been interesting to do it, and I think it's going to be a really good format. So thank you for coming on and being my first guest. And
I'm so grateful you invited
me. No problem. Okay. Thank you so much then. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.